It's Madden NFL 23. Up next, we'll see Russell Wilson. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Broncos and the Barons. Next on Madden NFL 23.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Brooklyn Barons and the Denver Broncos. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of, we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from a challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
And off we go from Denver. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU. It's Zach Wilson.
I guess we have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Hall again on second down. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Wilson. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss, and despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. James White's first carry. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now Wilson on first down. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. To throw again on second down. Wilson. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. From the 38, Wilson. Right back to Jeudy, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
To throw again is Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
From the 10, first and goal. Oh, how about this on first and goal? And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now Wilson. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Patterson's kick is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. On third down, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up the fourth down. Here's Braden Mann now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
They tried their best to pick up that third and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Here's Berrios. call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And some space here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane. And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Hall again on 2nd down. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Here's Wilson to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Hamler now on the return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Denver's offense ready to go again. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. He'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. He completes it right side to White. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
First down, here's White. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On 2nd down, they go back to White again. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
They keep it on the ground. White again. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And a dump off to White. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Now it's Wilson. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. Patterson's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call.
Ball start.
And that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Barons have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday you press it a little bit. This might be the case.
To throw again on 2nd down, Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Wilson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Randy Gregory in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. This is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Wilson. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now it's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Got some applause for the defense there. That forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this will run awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They'll take over with great field position here, down a point as they start 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone. The run got 4, now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Wilson. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
After the interception, here's Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll run with Hall. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Looking to throw. Wilson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. Operating from the gun. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be brought down at the 27. From the 27, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Touchdown! Corey Davis from 21 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So that drive in total 8 plays. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. So the Broncos coming out now. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Williams. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Patterson's kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. All eyes on Zach Wilson leading his team back out for this next drive. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 95 catches for him now on the year, and it's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On 2nd and 10, Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Again, Wilson. Over the middle. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Patriots leading that one in the second quarter. DK Metcalf, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baker Mayfield with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. James Cook, a touchdown run in the victory. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And it'll be a turnover. This is going the other way. And that has to be so frustrating because you know that they had something set up there for this first drive of the second half. It wasn't the fumble.
Sometimes no matter what you go over at halftime, no matter what you say, errors will result. And that's exactly what happened here. They were trying to change things from what happened in the first half. Instead, they continue to make mistakes.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Wilson on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. From the 39, Wilson going right back to Hamler. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
On first down, Wilson. Buying time, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. And this one too low. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Wilson. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now Wilson down around his goal line. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson and Davis with it left side. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
They go play action with Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, he shot in, seemed like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position, and even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Here's Wilson to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They bring their punter out there now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And coming out now, the Broncos. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. From the 40 now on second down. Wilson to the right side to Eric Ebron. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Wilson. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. Here we go with Williams. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Jerry Jeudy, 26 yards. And the Broncos are back within a couple of the lead.
After allowing that last score, the defense knows they've got to tighten things up. Otherwise, they'll let them right back into the game.
Wilson going to throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Sauce Gardner picks it off.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case here, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some 1st downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They go play action now. Wilson.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Here's Wilson.
That pass complete to Moore. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. give up the middle. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On first down, right back to Hall.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. Wilson now off the bootleg. And a throw right sideline is complete. Touchdown!
Kenny Yeboah.
His first touchdown on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that makes it a 9-point game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates.
Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Flush to his right.
Over the middle, complete to Jeudy. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He was out there waving his arms. We got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for the help. I guess waving his arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Ahmad Gardner finishing off the corner blitz. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one.
And here comes Berrios.
Able to slither by, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They'll give to Hall.
And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran
pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Dances by him, and he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down of a 21-yard gain.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. A give running right is Hall. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Hall again on 2nd down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, and this one is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, Can they string a few of those together? So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Again, Wilson. And he's got his big tight end here. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Second and 11. Now it's Wilson. Into the hands of Patrick left side. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
He's been a one-man dynamo on this drive so far, and you know the other receivers would love to get involved. But right now, his skill and his play has his team in a great position to put 6 points on the board.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, they moved the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, here we sit, week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Straight ahead is Hall. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go again with Hall. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Holding, offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Wilson. He's got the connection to Moore. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. And Nathaniel Hackett apparently disagrees with the ruling on the field, and he's going to challenge this one.
The previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So Nathaniel Hackett's choice to challenge the play, a good one. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are right back in this football game. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Get a look at Jerry Jeudy as he leads his offense back out there for this next series.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson
out quickly to Jeudy. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Wilson.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
A 4th and very long coming up. You're out of field goal range. I don't know that you can go for this.
Well, I know that you want to, right? You know that they want to say, hey, let's go for this. We've got the perfect play drawn up. Let's do it. But I wouldn't go for it either. I agree with you totally. You're only down 1 score. Punt it. Let your defense pick you up.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start on the ground. Hall.
Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
59 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
To throw again on 2nd down, Wilson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. This one caught by Davis. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Here's Hall again. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Give to Hall running right. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Holding. Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's a give to Hall. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And it looks
looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A handoff for Hall. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
They certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
So Russell Wilson in the offense, down by 8, a little under a minute to go. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense, and let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for our visitors, they do get the victory here in the season finale, but it was altogether a somewhat disappointing season as they'll wind up at 6-11. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it will indeed be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 7-10. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved.